routine against Frankie Gavin. He's reeled off 5 on the spin.
Yeah, and maybe his best performance was there for his last fight against Sam Egerton, who he went into Egerton's backyard and produced a tremendous performance.
Very accomplished, wasn't it? He outboxed him, really.
Well,
won by 5 rounds on one card, by 3 and 2 on the other 2, and was a clear and emphatic winner.
He was, and Egerton was on form as well. So Egerton's a good fighter, and he I wouldn't say he totally dominated him, but he did totally outbox Egerton, and especially in Birmingham as well, in Egerton's hometown. It's a tremendous win. Just shows how Bradley has grown, not just physically but mentally as a fighter.
Lepelley has had wins on the road. He's had victories in Canada and in Spain in years gone by, and only stopped once when he was knocked out last year by Michele Di Rocco, the Italian who was beaten by Ricky Burns in that world title fight in May. Knocked out in 8 rounds, the Frenchman. Last time out he was on the wrong end of a split decision against the comebacking Suleiman Mbaye over 6 rounds.
Well, Mbaye was a really good fighter in his day. I don't know if he's still got it in the tank now, but
actually, I do him a disservice. Just checking my records in front of me here. He has actually had a win since that, so better make that clear. He's not coming into it on a defeat.
But like every Bradley Skeete opponent, because Bradley's so tall, he's getting past that jab. With the discipline Skeete shows, he's happy just to dominate behind the jab.
And it's an absolute quality jab, isn't it?
And it's producing more power as the years go by. He's starting to plant, knowing when to plant his feet and when to move. And Skeete's starting to get that sort of right sort of distance and timing perfect.
World ranked in the top 10 by both the IBF and the WBO nowadays, Bradley. Nice left hand from the Frenchman. Ricky Burns did say that he was a very tough fighter after he'd beaten him. Burns had him down in the first round, and it looks as though he was going to get an easy win, but it didn't work out quite that way. He was well ahead on the scorecards, inevitably, but Lepelley gave him an argument.
You can see Lepelley, you can see when his face how tough he is. Nice little dip in the shoulder and come back with a left hook there, the Frenchman. Well, Lepelley, you can see what he wants to do. Lepelley wants to just close the gap, inch forward, hands high defence, and then look to unload when he gets close.
Comfortable opening round by and large, that for Bradley Skeete. There was talk of him fighting Dale Evans, who's had a win earlier on today against Ryan Hardy. Alan Smith is the trainer speaking to Bradley Skeete.
You're not driven enough yet. You want to step to your right, then let your right hand go. Left hand up. Twice, right? You need to move your feet nice and quick. Right, yeah? Catch up. Don't allow him to catch a lucky shot, okay? A little bit more faintly, step to the right, don't go to the left. I told you, he's worked out if you like going that way. Step the other way, then you can do it. Relax. Right? Not yet, don't want that car about yet, here. Left hand up on the way out.
So Skeete taking the opening round, do you agree with that?
Oh yes, most definitely.
Mentioned Dale Evans, he's going to be going on to fight the Scotsman Mike Towell in a final eliminator for the British title. So presumably, assuming Bradley chooses to hold on to the British and Commonwealth crowns, which I would imagine he will, then Dale Evans would be a fight somewhere down the road.
And Evans deserves his shot. He really does. He's a guy who finds it very difficult to get fights.
Tough guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tough guy, but he's actually more skilled than people give him credit for. As we've seen tonight, he didn't show it on Box Nation before we went on air. He got some good skills to go with that toughness, and he's a kid that do it the hard way, so he deserves a bit of that.
Among the other results earlier on, I ought to tell you, Craig Evans had a victory against Jordan Ellison in a super featherweight contest, and Gary Buckland, a narrow winner against Matty Fagan, and a few people at ringside thought that Fagan maybe was a little bit unlucky not to have come away with it with at least a draw.
But it was a fantastic fight.
Good fight, wasn't it?
Oh, brilliant fight, brilliant.
It was one of those which you could have seen, as a really quality small hall fight. It was kind of a York Hall classic, wasn't it?
Yeah, York Hall written all over it. Skeete out and find that ranged up with the right hand just a second ago through a nice little right uppercut, right hand over the top, and then again, there you go, nice little straight shots. That's where Skeete dominates.
Having to punch down, as is so often the case with Skeete.
That's good from Skeete, yeah, comfortable on the ropes, tight defence, and then just spinning off. As the Frenchman stopped throwing punches, just hitting gloves in hand.
Looks in great nick as ever, doesn't he, Bradley Skeete? He does live the life.
He does, and he's disciplined. And he's disciplined with instructions as well. You know, if he's told to do something, he'll stick to the plan. Nice right hand again there from Skeete. Just taking a little step to the right, just to get behind the guard there of the Frenchman.
Frankie Gavin defeat probably didn't do him any harm, because a lot of people, it was a wafer thin decision, wasn't it? But he kind of made him that little bit more, put that little bit more urgency into his work.
I think what it did, he thought he won. I thought Gavin won by a round or two. I think they were a round on the night, and Skeete thought he didn't have to win. And what it shows is that he belonged at that level, at that European level, British European level. A lot of people thought he was out of his depth at that particular time. And he proved he belonged there, so I think he took a lot of confidence from that defeat.
Looking to bring that right hand over the top.
Yeah, he's been timing it now since the beginning of this round.
Billy's face already starting to redden slightly, but he's a tough one.
He's a tough one. John reached Lepelley there, just struggling to reach the target. Skeete using that reach, that distance, and that good spinning on the front.
There's a lovely left-hand lead right over the top, and he's success with that long right hand.
And he can't miss with the right hand. What Skeete's doing, every time Lepelley looks like he's going to come forward, he just pops the jab in his face, stops him in his track.
He has a little tiny run at you, but get close to the run. If your hands are up, then a little bit high. Relax.
Plenty more fighting, right? To see how we reacted when you're fighting in there. 2 or 3 of them, and you'll catch it fine.
6 or 7 rounds. Chances like not strong enough.
Another clear round for Bradley Skeete as we move into the third. This is his 4th defence of his WBO European title. Kind of a well-worn tale, but probably merits being told again that once upon a time he was a huge fan of Nazim Hamed. Turned up at a Tom Johnson press conference. That's going back a bit, isn't it? When was that? About 90? What was that? Be about 96, something like that. Thereabouts, 95, 96. Anyway, 9 years old he was. He came along and he spoke to Frank Warren and he said, I'm going to go pro one day and hopefully be a world champion. And the two of them still laugh about it now. So, was he 9 years old? That's what, 19 years ago. So, work out your own mathematics on that one.
I don't think there's any been denying his ability. There's some lovely boxing skills, but it was the strength factor that was always a worry. And even when he first turned pro, I'd seen him as an amateur. His last year or two as an amateur, and I'd seen him as a pro, and I thought he might struggle with a bit of physical strength. But I think, and when he turned pro, it looked like that might be his left on as he stepped up the levels if he got to championship class. But I think he's worked on that, and just knowing when to hold his feet and when to move, getting that right. And I think he's starting to time that to perfection now. And he's never going to be a KO artist. He's never going to be the British Tommy Hearns. People will try and label him because he's tall. But what he's doing is he's punching it hard enough to stop you in the track and wear people down. And I think he's really added to his game, Skeete. Listen, to stop Egerton in the track. Egerton as tough as they can, as strong as they can.
Yeah, that's a really good win.
Oh, to be able to stop him coming really forward, that really shows the strength that Skeete has acquired over the years. Playing with the guy at the moment.
Technically looks as though he's another level, although Lepelley does sort of bore in, doesn't he? He comes forward in straight lines, gets low and tries to throw that overhand right, but it's fairly limited.
And also with someone like Skeete who does fast reactions, you've got to throw plenty of feints.
Not in that time. Uppercut whistled past the old Skeete proboscis.
Oh, lovely.
Frenchman protesting to the referee.
Well, he's holding Skeete there with the right hand.
Steve Gray didn't want to know about it, did he?
Well, Lepelley's holding Skeete with the left hand, and not allowing Skeete to throw that right hand.
I got to the hotel earlier on, and the wise men were all sitting there having a pre-fight conflab. Looked like a referees' convention, didn't it?
I saw you come in and I hid on the corner. Oh, that's good from Skeete. That's a good round from Skeete there. Played with Lepelley there at times. Even on the ropes, I don't know, Lepelley landed with a couple of body shots here, but Skeete always comfortable. Little pivot on the front foot, get out of trouble. Didn't get out of trouble that shot though, to be fair. I don't think Lepelley has the real power to trouble Skeete. I think Skeete's having a whale of a time in
from the centre. Block down the outside, use the centre. Use a round ring, not square ring. Yeah, don't get that rope up. Shut that door. Long jack. That right hand works. Look at him, he's tired now, can you see it? Busting and busting up. Don't let him in that right. Don't go in that right. No. Hands up. Go straight. Looking for that overhand right.
Well, you heard it. You will bust him up. That overhand right. And certainly it's looked like the punch which is likely to do the damage.
Well, for me, it's always the jab with Skeete. That's going to win him and lose him a fight. You know, whether if you use the right enough weight behind it, but also just change the variety in the punch. You know, sometimes he throws it on an up angle from the waist like that, and sometimes it's over the top. But all that does is it frustrates his opponent, who has to take risks to throw punches from the range he's not comfortable at, and that's when Skeete can throw that right hand. Frustrate him with the left and punish him with the right.
We're an ice rink here. Not actually physically sitting on the ice. They have put some boarding down, but it's a chilly experience around the feet, isn't it?
No, you're just soft, John. It's perfect, beautiful weather.
There's a dividing line between soft and sensitive, I think, Barry.
Having it all his own way here, Skeete. You've already seen the only way Skeete can get beat is if he loses concentration.
Lovely doubling up on that long left-hand lead.
And he keeps it long. That's what I like. He keeps it at long range. He does. You can criticise him for not committing enough, maybe, and not trying to get a guy out there who he's dominating against. But for me, he keeps it at long range. So he's always. It's clever boxing. He's got nothing coming back. He's not worried about taking a silly shot then.
Worked with Alan Smith throughout his professional career, Bradley Skeete.
I think Alan Smith is a fabulous trainer. Really do.
They certainly have a very good relationship, don't they?
Yeah. We're spoiled in Britain at the moment for quality trainers.
Holding. Both of them punching around the back of the head.
That's lovely, right screw shot there from Bradley Skeete.
Really had Lepelley in big trouble so far. Lepelley still, as ever, ploughing forward, looking for those overhand rights. Only 4 stoppage wins on his record. That kind of tells its own story out of his 19 victories.
Yeah, and also because he's a come forward fighter as well, so that shows more that he doesn't have power. Whereas someone like Skeete, he's moving when he's punching quite a lot, so that could just be with not planting your feet right. But Skeete don't always turn from the core when he throws the shots. That's why they don't always have the dramatic effect that maybe another fighter would have. But he stays in a safe distance and he's boxing this guy's head off at the moment, having it all his own way.
Don't stand that rope too long, okay? But you should have what you're doing though. You can all the way back to the rope before you start working. So do it from the centre, and then you can even come back and take half a step back, okay? Yeah? A little bit more painful in it, okay? Right? Yeah. I know you're enjoying it, you're still a dangerous opponent, okay? I heard you got a shot, yeah? Make sure that you start from the centre, pull back in offset, don't go in straight lines, okay? Yeah? Good. Catching that lovely combination, but when you come out, your chin comes high. Keep it down and dip away. Change those little plates. Let's get distance!
Going according to plan, you'd conclude from listening to that. Into the 5th round. How much of a problem is it as a fighter when you're having to punch down to the extent that Skeete is here?
Well,
I mean, he must be at least 6 inches taller.
Could he throws the jab from the waist or from the chest? That's not a problem. If anything, he's punching up, believe it or not. It's sometimes getting the right hand right. You've got to hammer it down. So he's not being able to turn. Sometimes you want to be like almost like Klitschko, quite robotic, turn from the waist and the shoulders, and then that right hand drive through the target. He can't really do that because he is punching down. But what he can do is dip the shoulder a little bit when he throws, dip the left shoulder when he throws the right hand, so it sort of comes down to it like a sledgehammer rather than punch through. This is coming from a guy who couldn't punch to save his life, so just what I've read in a book. So the Frenchman got to start committing himself, because the onus is on him, because Skeete is winning everything at his own pace. He's enjoying himself.
Body shots and this movement to get away from trouble.
The movement after was actually better than the punches. There were 2 nice body shots from range, and then just skipped out. And again there, good fast footwork, pivoting on the front foot. Even those little feints there from Skeete.
28 years old now, Bradley. Pro since 2010. And followed his career on Box Nation.
He's boxing really well, yes.
That next three attempted headshots from Lepelley, and Skeete was able to make him miss a little bit embarrassingly.
Well, some people won't enjoy it because it's not blood and guts, but it's the beauty of boxing in many ways.
Well, we'll see more of it from Rigondeaux later on, you would think.
Oh,
it's a nice right hand from Lepelley.
I always think the onus is on Lepelley now. He's the one who's got to push the fight. If you've got any ambition to win, he's the one who's got to take the risk.
Well, that was arguably the best punch he's landed so far, and he's certainly trying to wind up with that right hand.
You've got to try and time the jab of Skeete, because he brings it back to the chest. That's your opening there.
Slightly muted atmosphere in here now.
That's a good round again from Skeete. I think he's boxing tremendously well. It's a connoisseur's fight.
Enjoy it. Don't practice things in there. Okay, yeah, it's a fight. Maybe push him on his back foot for the first 30 seconds with that jab, then step round. But he caught you with a right hand, he looked up, he went like that, and he looked over the top of it. Yeah? All the little feints work, but you're acting like it's a spar. You need to get out of that. All right?
Yeah, I'm good.
It only takes one shot, and you're looking for the body shot. It will come. Start upstairs a little bit. That little right hook's a good shot. Don't let him in this round. Let him get big disheartened. Yeah, a little bit of success there. Don't let him build on that, son. Take it away from him, yeah?
Nice and sharp, grabbing that lead right every now and again.
Don't treat it as a spar was the instruction which kind of lingers in the memory from that. Get out there and make it count.
I do understand that. I know there's an onus on selling yourself, to the public, and I understand that. But at the same time, if you're dominating a fight, it's the other guys. He has to commit. If it's a guy who's coming to win, if he's not coming to win, then that's just one of those things, and it doesn't end up being an exciting fight. But if the guy got any ambition and he's getting totally outboxed, he's the one who's got to push the fight, and then Skeete will have to respond to that.
We've got it to complete shutout in the first half of the fight. It's a 10-rounder, remember this one, as all WBO European fights are. The quirk of the rulings is that Skeete, despite owning this WBO European belt, he wouldn't be allowed to fight for the European title unless he relinquished the WBO European belt. So Bundu, which would on paper be a very good fight for him, as things stand, couldn't be made.
A very hard fight as well.
Bundu's been a good fighter for a long time, hasn't he?
He has been. So again, it's all about timing. He's not the youngest of fighters, and he's been around a long time. How long can he keep producing good
I think it's fair to say he's one of the oldest of fighters.
Yeah, he probably is.
He's supposed to be about 44 now, isn't he?
Oh, beautiful from Skeete. Look at that, right uppercut, left hook.
Oh, second time, beautiful right hand.
See, and that's where he'll get criticism, because he landed with some good shots, and maybe he could have put his foot on the gas a little bit more and try and get a finish. But because he's a little bit like a computer, he's told what to do in the corner. He sticks to instructions, and that's a plus. And also in the Frankie Gavin fight, it worked against him. In that last round, when he needed maybe to push it, he stuck to instructions. What made the fight so close? But in the last round, he needed to probably go all in.
Right hand again, bringing those punches up beautifully. Excellent off the ropes. And Lepelley getting right into his face. He's landing some body shots.
I think a lot of those punches are blocked though for Skeete. I still think Skeete had the more success on the ropes there.
And he's not got a lot of power, has he, Lepelley?
No, and that's maybe where Skeete can now, especially in this time of the fight where he's dominated and he's still okay and physically he looks pretty strong. Maybe he can take a couple of risks. But let's be honest, John, he's played with Lepelley.
No, he's been way too good.
He has
One of the judges sitting just to my right-hand side must have one of the easiest jobs in the world looking at this. I mean, it's...
of course, yeah. It's a one-way fight, isn't it?
That was probably the sweetest little moment, wasn't it? Beautifully timed punches off the ropes. Seventh round of this 10-rounder.
Oh, beautiful jab. Beautiful.
Lepelley having to walk through an awful lot. Got my principal researcher sitting behind me, Steve Bunce, who tells me that Bundu is not 44. I've done the man a huge disservice. He's 41.
Oh, good shot, good body
Thanks,
shot.
Steve.
Lepelley saying it was low, but it looked pretty good to me. Those trunks are quite high there for Lepelley.
Feeling the weight of those body shots, unquestionably. And perhaps for almost the first time in the fight, he's giving ground and he goes down to another one. Right hand to the body. And I think that Lepelley is just about spent now. Steve Gray having a really good chance, a really good look at him. Oh, and it's all over now. Target practice and an impressive finish when it comes from Bradley Skeete.